Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Boruto episode 92. Guys, last episode, we had the conclusion to the fight against the fabrications. We had possibly Onoki being dead, but I don't think he is, but they left it at a really weird spot where Boruto is just sitting there laughing with his friends while Onoki's laying behind him on a rock, and I'm scared that Onoki's dead, and Boruto is just like, this is your welcome home party! Poor Onoki. But yeah, I'm really interested in what's going on. I like that Konohamaru admitted that he did nothing, because he pretty much did. I was sitting there the whole time waiting for him to come in and help and have like the full Team 7 back together, but he just didn't show up until the very end and stuff. But I'm assuming we're gonna have mostly aftermath stuff this episode, so I just look forward to knowing the answer about Onoki. So, yeah, whatever, let's do it. I just want to watch it. Alrighty, so like usual, guys, timer based. Get your footage ready. I'm gonna do a countdown for you. We are gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Right into the opening. We don't even get any kind of teasers. Oh. Excuse me. I drink this, like, carbonated water stuff. You guys see me drinking it every now and then. So it's, I'm not a fan of regular water. I don't know why. It's just, there's something about, like, the taste of it or absence of taste, you know? That just, like, I'm not a big fan of. So, you know, these carbonated waters don't have much in them in terms of, like, you know, they have no sugar, no calories, you know, they just have, like, a tiny bit of carbs and a tiny bit of sodium. And then some potassium. But, I don't know. It's like the closest I can get to drinking something that's relatively healthy for you without drinking water that I don't like, you know, and still, like, enjoying the taste. Ah, Sarada's eyes at that part. But yes, of course, carbonation makes you burp. A new ordinary. What does that mean? But Onoki! They're on the train back. Okay. Hopefully we cut over. Okay, yeah, hopefully we cut over to Naruto. Ah, no, his funeral! Fuck! I'm angry. I don't have time for your shit, Chocho. And they're bringing Akon up. Damn it. Aww. Chocho. Aww. Todoroki's dead. Fuck. Ah. Yeah. I mean, I knew this was gonna happen eventually. This friggin' music, too. Aww. Oh, it's the shop owner. Yeah. Damn it, guys. Why do you do this to me? No. Boruto's home. Himawari. Aww. Aww. Yeah. Oh. I feel like the voice actor did such a good job there expressing, like, anger and sadness and, like, frustration all in what she said. Uh-oh. And the big hugs, yeah. Aw. Now I still feel bad for Mitsuki. He's been placed in solitary, okay. Damn. So not only is he in solitary, but his room is typically a solitary too. You know, these two got to go back home to parents, and he didn't. Alright. Hmm. There's a butt coming. There has to be. Damn. There's gotta be a butt, right? Hmm. Looks like we're going back to the academy again, boys. I don't even know if they can. If they get stripped, can they... I mean, obviously, there's going to be something that happens if I'm looking at a meta perspective, but if this did stick, could they go to the academy again and become Genin once again, or... Hmm... It's bugging him. Damn. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that answered my question. Damn. Don't pull a Sasuke. Don't do that, show. Yeah. Gotta have faith in him. He'll be fine. What a depressing episode. Jesus. Uh-oh. This again. Garga? Yep. Oh, he's leaving. Huh. Yeah. Well, it's kind of true. Wow. Good riddance. Alright. Hmm. Interesting. Man, to be honest, I kind of thought they'd find a reason to continue their contract. Damn. Oh, what's she doing in his room? Okay, it's over. Hmm. Damn it, Sarada's so worried about that. Have faith in your friend. Where is he? Oh. Is he doing something for Sekie and the others? Yeah, set up just a little like grave for them. That's cool. I just noticed he put like the little gemstones there, and I believe one of you guys in the comments was telling me that each of their names represents like a gemstone or something like that. So that's kind of cool. I'm guessing that's the gemstones that correlate with their names. Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you gotta do stuff for yourself, you know. He did it for the village too. Yeah. That's a cool shot. uh, yeah. Nice. The fist bump he didn't get with Sekie. Feels bad. The hell were you watching us? Aw. It's nice to see. It's nice to see all three of them laugh, but even Mitsuki, like, I don't even know if we've really seen him laugh like that. Oh. Getting some Orochimaru stuff. Merely a time of rebellion. A letdown, huh? Oh. Wait, what? Hmm. Interesting. Damn. I didn't expect this arc to really, like, continue, but there's a possible mastermind behind it all. Damn it. You don't have to tell me again. Is it a stone? Oh. Hmm. The did he like finally find his heartstone or something or oh damn. Damn. Uh is is Tsuchikage gonna be the one to tell them to let them become Genin again? Maybe. I don't know if her words would have any sway. Hmm. Damn. But they don't know that they stripped him. Alright. Hmm. Alright. I guess that's how they get it back. Okay. So she essentially went there knowing that they probably would be stripped based off, typical customs. So she said that in order to kind of like push Naruto into letting them become Genin again. And they have their headbands back. Okay. Team 7 is back. Yeah. Mitsuki's place. Yeah. So many pictures. Alright, and that's the end. Damn. Oh, guys. That was like a good resolution to the arc, but sad shit. I don't really know the beat to this outro yet. We've seen a decent amount though. I'm surprised I haven't picked up on it. Uh, God. I can't believe he died. I mean, I can believe it, but alright. Ah, shot of all the kids. Oh, it's not even just kids. Alright, guys, so that is the end of episode 92. So, Onuki did die. I liked this episode for bringing all that to like a close. I liked seeing Boruto break down like that and stuff, but I'm still a little bit angry because that means, I mean, I guess it's possible that Onuki was still alive at the time, but Boruto was like way too like happy, and I keep mentioning it, but he was like saying to Mitsuki, like, this is your welcome home party, with like all the other kids showing up there while they're standing like right in front of Onoki, who might have been dead at that point. You know, it felt a little disrespectful. I mean, getting this episode to kind of clear that up is good because it is that Boruto cares. I felt like that was just a really weird moment in the last episode. But maybe I misinterpreted something. Maybe I'm just overreacting. It's possible, but yeah, Onoki's dead, unfortunately. He passed on. Like they said, at least he was able to kind of rediscover his will at the last moments and everything, which is great. And, he went out relatively happy, I think. But, but yeah, man, it's too bad. I honestly thought my theory was right that Onoki was still going to be alive, so they subverted me big time on that because, just based off the way Boruto was acting last episode, I could have sworn that Onoki was still going to be alive. But, nope, he didn't make it, but, yeah. So all the five nations came together for his funeral, which was cool. I loved that all the other people showed up too. All the random people that were standing all behind him when they looked and turned around, like that little shop owner that loved Onoki and stuff like that. The one that Boruto and them stopped at to eat while they were in the Hidden Stone before like everything really went down. Um, but but yeah, I mean, the scientist is missing, like his body. Now, I doubt that the scientist is alive unless he did some like crazy shit to his own body because Lord Ku took his heart. So I mean, basically, what it seems like they implied in this episode is that there's someone that isn't Orochimaru that is capable of, creating these fabrications. It might have been because pretty sure we had a scene where the doctor told Onoki how he could improve his fabrications, and Onoki was going to give up, but the doctor talked him into continuing. So it's possible that someone else gave the doctor the info. Someone maybe nefarious, a new Orochimaru and stuff like that. And Orochimaru is even saying, like, we need to be careful because, if someone like that is trying to if someone like that is trying to improve their technology, and improve, like, the fabrication research and stuff, this might have been just one stop on their line. They could go after Orochimaru possibly, depending on their strength and stuff, in order to acquire the research that they need and stuff like that. So I honestly didn't expect this storyline to continue, but it seems like we have like the workings of a possible like big bad that could be controlling some things behind the scenes. So yeah. Did we ever? Okay, you guys have to refresh my memories. Maybe you'll know, but when back during the tuning exams, I think it was, or maybe it was like right before them or around them, we had a scene where someone came up behind the scientist dude that was working on those wrist contraptions that Boruto used to cheat during the tuning exams. Um, Someone like appeared behind him, didn't they? And I had my theories that he was being like replaced and stuff like that, but it never seemed to come to fruition. I don't think I remember anything coming of it really. Do we know? Did I? Am I forgetting something? Did something ever come of that, or is that something seeding something as well? Like, is it possible that all this with the wrist devices and the maybe even like the stolen jutsu from I can't remember his name at this point. I think it started with an R, but the kid with the ice powers that was being used by his uncle and stuff like that, and they were gonna sell the jutsu. Like maybe all these storylines that we've seen so far, or maybe not all of them, but a lot of them may be tied together. Like maybe someone put the uncle up to like trying to get like those jutsu or whatever that he stole and trying to get those for himself, whoever this mastermind is. Maybe that's the same person that snuck up on the scientist guy that was making the wrist devices that had to do with jutsus, and maybe who knows, maybe it could be the same one that's intervening with this whole thing. It could be one of those things where, I mean, we know that in the old Naruto series, they like to have, like, not every arc, but a lot of the arcs kind of tied together that had to do with, Madara and all that, and the whole tailed beasts coming together and all that. And there was always, like, one person kind of manipulating a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we could have another one of those. That's just a theory I have. It very well could be that that scroll thing was just that uncle dude. It had no other like story purposes. It's very possible that I just completely forgot about the scientist with the wrist device, and whatever appeared behind him was already taken care of. Um, like we already saw the answer to that, and I'm just forgetting. But yeah, that's just a crazy theory that I kind of just came up with. I didn't even really think about this until that, because like I don't know. I guess I assumed with the response that this arc got. I mean, granted, obviously they can't just change their story. They could have had this be a story thread since before, but I know that this arc didn't get very good reception as anime. I don't know if it got, as bad a reception as manga or whatnot, but I was curious, and like maybe they wouldn't have continued it if they saw the bad ratings. Um but they are continuing it, so like I said, maybe it is just like one of those things where, well, we already wrote this in as part of the story, so it's got to stay. They might not change their story based off ratings and stuff like that. It might have been a dumb thing for me to even bring up. But yeah, interesting. I'm very curious about that. Every now and then when I think about Boruto too, just in like my spare time and stuff, I think about that first episode where we had like the grown up Boruto fighting someone else, and they both had like tattoo stuff. So like someone similar to him gets, like, I'm guessing the mark on his hand is what's gonna expand to like tattoos that I think it went like all the way up to like one shoulder. I think I don't remember if any of it went on the faces and stuff like that, but and I remember there was one other person that could do the same thing. So, um, and like I think the hidden leaf might have been like destroyed or something like that. I wonder if that's ever gonna come back. If like maybe super long term, this has something to do with that. I always like look for clues, like who could be the other guy. It's very possible we just haven't met him yet. I remember saying in the very beginning that it kind of reminded me of like that person kind of reminded me of not Sekie. What am I saying? Um, shoot. What's his name? Denki. It kind of reminded me of Denki. I thought, like, maybe in the beginning they were setting up Denki to be kind of like a Naruto Sasuke kind of rivalry, but I think I only base that off the hair color. I think they both had the same hair color. But yeah, it clearly could be anybody, and I don't really think it would be Denki anymore, because at first Denki was a big part of the first few episodes, but he, has kind of taken a step to the side, and it would be kind of weird at this point if they, suddenly develop some kind of like rivalry that eventually goes Naruto Sasuke route, with with Denki, um, but yeah, I mean, I like that I like that the kids lost their headbands. I mean, the only bad thing is I obviously have or lost their Genin status, not just their headbands. Um, the only problem I have with story threads like this is like you can't help but think about the meta perspective. Like they're not gonna put the viewers through a whole nother academy thing. Like I guess they could time skip to the point where they graduated again and they could have subverted us and kept it that they didn't get their headbands back. Because Boruto even said like we need to start again. So I'm pretty sure that answered my question I had during the episode of like can they become can they go back to the academy and stuff like that. So but then all the development they made on the other characters, those characters would still be around, but it wouldn't be like their class anymore, right? They'd have a whole nother class too, and it would be like, what happened to them? Like why are the previous class more important than the second class they were with? And I doubt they would introduce like a whole nother cast of characters and stuff like that. Um, because that would just be insane. But so I mean, from a meta perspective, you're kind of like, yeah, they're gonna get their headbands back, but I'll just sit here and wait and see how. And like, I try not to think like that, but sometimes it's hard not to think like that. I'm glad they resolved it this episode and didn't leave it as something hanging though, because it's like, yeah, obviously they're gonna get it back. We just gotta sit here and wait for it. Um, so it is good. It's just I mean, and I do like that they lost their headbands because there does or lost their status because there does have to be like repercussions for their actions. I mean, even though what they did ended up being good, they still broke the rules to do it. It's kind of like if any of you guys watch My Hero, how the kids sometimes go against what the teachers say, using their powers in public when they're not supposed to and stuff like that. But they, ultimately do good stuff in the end. It's just, the means by which they do it is not always, following the rules. So, but but yeah, I like that the Tsuchikage was the one that changed the mind. It wasn't anybody in the Leaf Village. It was, this whole thing took place, all this stuff, like, even Sarada said, like, the Hidden Stone could take action against, like, Mitsuki and blame it on him and stuff like that, but, luckily the Tsuchikage, isn't malicious and stuff like that. She, wants to, keep this peace. She feels just as guilty that this happened and the kids had to save him as anybody else. Um, so it's cool that she kind of came in and was like, she kind of manipulated the conversation in a way that, like, I mean, some of those subtle things I don't really pick up on. Like, I understand that she was saying, like, I'll always welcome those shinobi or I'll always welcome them as shinobi and stuff like that. She was basically saying, like, I still see them as shinobi, but that doesn't mean that, like Naruto was saying, like, she gave me no choice. Like, I don't really see that. I don't quite know how he still had no choice. Like, but the uh the fact that she kind of I see that she kind of gave her permission that it's like, you don't have to blame them. They can still continue to be shinobi and nothing will come of it from our village, is essentially what she's saying. Which, at that point, it would be kind of dumb of Naruto not to give them their status back. But, you know, I guess I could still see a world where, like, in the real world, where they're like, okay, that's nice that you forgive them, but we still don't forgive them for what they did, so they're still gonna lose their license. Like, in the real world, I could see that happening much different than, in an anime, where, obviously they need to resolve this somehow, but either way, I do like that she, went all the way there pretty much just to say that too, like she she went there to like formally apologize even though she kind of already did that at the funeral, and I'm sure while Naruto was in the Hidden Stone she did it, but it's probably like another sign of respect to go to the other person's nation to formally apologize rather than, just doing it in your home turf, it's probably a bit more respectful. I can kind of see that, um in a way. If you want to correlate that to something in our world, it would almost like somewhat similarly be like if you had to apologize to a friend or something and you just shoot them a text real fast saying, "Hey, sorry," but if you actually went to their house, knocked on their door, and was like, "Hey, I came to apologize for what I did and stuff," I feel like it would be taken, much more sincerely than it would be if you just sent a text, but yeah. So we are now in a world, or yeah, we're now in a world without Oniki. I don't like thinking about that world going forward, but I kind of like that Boruto kind of broke down at the end, because so much has happened, and not even just like what happened to Onoki, but just everything, and like those emotions pile up and you suppress them while you're like, while these kids are doing the mission, they have to, push these emotions down and stuff like that. And it's cool to see like, there has to be a point where you just like release those emotions, and you just have to feel them and let them flow. And it came in the form of, I think pretty cool symbolism in the fact that Boruto, saw this rock and just kind of, I think that was his moment, like, regardless of the rock, obviously the rock is just a rock, but it was just kind of that symbolism of like, everything's over, Onoki's gone, my friend's back, and just thinking about everything and all that. And then, he picks up the rock and it has like a little glow to it, but, then he looks again and the glow has faded. And I mean, in a way, you could even look at that as, Onoki's life fading in a way, and that could have caused him to break down. But there's also like, other symbolism aspects that you could look into that, and be like, it might be just the culmination of everything that uh Onoki tried to teach Boruto, and Boruto kind of remembering it, and um the whole thing with like, don't make excuses and stuff like that. And Boruto thought it was all just a big joke and stuff, and maybe he's now, after everything, rethinking about everything that Onoki said and just kind of being like, he has a point, I get it now, and that's like kind of what caused him to break down. There's like multiple layers that you could pull out of that scene, but regardless of what you pull out of it, I still just like that Boruto broke down, I'm not sure that there's been many times in the show where we've seen Boruto like actually cry, and and that was just kind of a cool moment, but yeah, I mean, Team Seven's back together now, everything's good now by the end of the episode, so I'm sure we're going to be moving on to new adventures. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a few filler episodes, because that tends to happen in between arcs, I mean, I feel like people told me in the beginning when I first started Boruto that they're writing the show in a way that there's never going to be filler. But there has clearly been filler episodes, So, I mean, I guess maybe the writers don't consider them to be filler, but I mean, there was that episode that you guys even had me skip that I watched that was like I mean, yes, I guess you could consider it character development for one of the other teams, but it was that team with the cat girl and them. We had them like doing stuff the whole episode, and pretty much didn't have any Boruto or Sarada and stuff like that. Like, hell, you guys had me skip it. So I mean, um, there's definitely filler in my eyes. But I wouldn't be surprised if we had some of those goofy one-off, fun episodes that happens. And maybe like one or two of them, maybe, and then hopefully get into another arc. Hopefully, it's not going to be too much. After this long arc, I do kind of want to get into some like thick, juicy story. Like this was a good story. Don't get me wrong, but I still want to know so much more about the mark on Boruto's hand and Boruto's eye thing. I want to know so much more about that. That like any other arc that doesn't involve that, I'm just like, okay, but can we get more of that? It's like I need my fix of that. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to some more of that stuff. But but yeah, guys, I think that's it for me. Oh, excuse me. I think I honestly talked more than I thought I would for this. When the credits were rolling, I was like, I was worried that this was going to be a short discussion because I was like, well, obviously Onuki passing away is a big deal, and I'm going to want to talk about that. And then I really want to talk about the whole scene about the doctor going missing, and then I was like, well, crap, what else am I going to talk about, though? That's only like, I might only be able to stretch that out for like 5 minutes, but I guess I'm pretty good at rambling once I get going on some theories and stuff like that. So I really go ham on it, but yeah, anyways, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching and staying to listen to this point and everything. If you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can also check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Morthadon, or the link is in the description if you just want to find it there. You can get access to early access. You can see the next episode right now on there. And also Patreon shows such as Soul Eater I'm watching right now that is specific to my Patreon at the moment. So check that stuff out if you're interested. I very much appreciate any support. And yeah, guys, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.